Shalom. I want to start off by giving all glory, praises, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Akakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And salutations to the brothers that's teaching this truth and sincerity. And shalom to the hopeful elect, the 1/3 sincere listeners. All right, Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God, and yet Yahweh Shai being the name of his Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. This gospel is true, the kingdom of heaven. Salvation is for the Israelites only. The Israelites being you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and the ones scattered abroad that may look like the other nations, but your spirit resonates with this truth, this gospel, the kingdom of heaven, and salvation is for you. All right. This video was gonna be based on a specific video from this content creator here, but then I realized something was off about her, and I'm gonna point it out. And personally, I just believe she's a government agent, a paid government agent. And pretty much what you gotta understand is the videos she makes a lot of great points. Right? She's almost like a Candace Owens almost. Right? But Candace Owens is bought and paid for. Okay? Candace Owens makes great points or good points to where the black community doesn't like her or whatever. But she'll take talking points that even the Israelites, we use. But then you got to understand, why are these people taking our talking points but still assimilated to the world? You see what I'm saying? So I'm going to play this video because you're going to hear the talking points and it sounds good. But then notice what the hell is behind. Notice the background. Like, even amongst these three videos here, her little wall of fame, her wall of fame. Like, why is Myron there? Agent. You get what I'm trying to say? Candace Owens, agent. Kanye West, agent. Who's that right there in the back? Kevin Samuels. He was probably an agent as well. This 2219 Keys here, agent. Okay, Malcolm X, agent. Charleston White, agent. Makes good points, but he's an agent. Donald Trump, right? What type of weird alliances are you having? What type of weird, you know what I mean? This is just weird. She just has all these weird people in her background. Candace Owens, she's a weirdo too. I don't care. I don't rock with Candace Owens. You know what I mean? Because you people are taking, quote unquote, true facts, talking true facts, but you're, like I said, you're not coming with the truth of the matter. You're not coming with the truth of the matter. That's not enough for you to just pop up on the scene and start talking, quote unquote, facts. You see what I'm saying? What's your MO? What's your ultimate goal? Right? Now, our goal as Israelites, okay, is to heal our people with the word, to baptize our people with the word. We won't make certain statements and not try and give the solution. We're always going to give the solution. Repent. Do better. Right? Baptize. You got to be baptized by the word. You people you're not baptizing your people by the word. You're just Esau's agent, man. Okay? Esau got you. He appointed you. Right? Or you appointed yourself, whatever, because you want to go viral and get clickbait and all that shit. All that shit is agent shit. That's gimmicks. I don't give a fuck if you took a bag or not. That's gimmicky, weirdo shit. All right? If you're sincere, if you're really sincere about your thing, you wouldn't be doing all this extra shit. You'd be talking, just speaking facts. And that's why Esau is getting a whole bunch of Jakes now, Jake woman, whatever, tethers, and like Myron. He's a fucking, racially ambiguous looking motherfuckers that are not actually Jake. Myron, we know he's a heathen and he's an agent. Okay. You're getting people like that to speak on behalf of white people. So, you look quote unquote black so you can talk shit about black people because you look black, but you're not really black, nigga. You're Sudanese. You're goofy. You can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't speak on our shit. And it's not about color, you know what I mean? But you just don't have the spirit. All right? So you can't, if you're not an Israelite, you can't speak on the problems of the Israelite community for real. That's for the prophets to do. Okay? Like I said, it's not a thing about color, but you got to call out heathens when they're trying to, cosplay, blackfishing and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So to speak. Let me play this video. You guys get an understanding, and look at her eye. Look, I don't know, just guide the house. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? This woman be, just guide the house. But whatever. Let's hear what she's saying, because she does speak in facts. She does speak facts. All right. So I might go through her channel and videos, but I just have to, brothers are coming across this woman here, this Eve or whatever. I think she's an agent, bro. I don't, all of a sudden, right? All of a sudden, it's open rebuke on the black community, and because the way I see it is also is that Esau wants to control the narrative. Esau wants to make it seem like, there are people that are against black culture that are black, but it's not enough. It's not in spirit and in truth, man. All right, and you're gonna see what I mean by that. I'm gonna play this.
Black women are not queens. You are paid government agents. You are empowered, but not in the way that you think. You teamed up with the government via government assistance, child support, legal filings, and they weaponized you against your own community and your own.
Like, why are you talking like that? You see what I'm saying? Why are you talking? That's weird.
And failure. The system didn't for you. It actually programmed you to fight against your own, disrespect your men, and not respect your elders. You traded family for funding, and while you celebrated your freedom, your house just is slowly burning down, actually rapidly. Unfortunately, you're not raising children, you're actually programming them. Your daughters are repeating the same cycles as you, becoming baby mamas, involved in sugar daddy culture, whole culture, all of the above. And then your sons lack leadership, discipline, and self-control. So just no order at all, just all dysfunction, emotionality, and rage. You became the perfect weapon to inject the dysfunction right directly into your children, so they don't have to do it because you're doing it for them. But then you brag about your degrees and how you're the most educated and independent and strong and how you guys can take care of yourself, but your children can't read. Can we make that make sense? And as long as you keep choosing the system over black men, you'll remain a non-player character, a program bot running on a government code, just raising the next generation of slaves. And this is why you lead in obesity, single motherhood, least likely to get married, least desirable, most likely to raise a criminal. It's because you're a product of the very system that you think you're outsmarting.
Right. Like, like I said, she made, everything she said was true. Right. But I'm seeing past all of that. Like, what's your MO? Okay, you're talking quote unquote facts. What's your MO? Why are you looking into the camera like that? Like, you're bugging out. Why are you talking like that? Just talk normally or whatever. Why is this friggin' wall? Why is this wall of people, Hall of Fame people, not even Hall of Fame, honestly, but why are these people like on your shrine of people like you're looking up to, or you're trying to get a reaction out of people? I don't know. You see what I'm saying? Because all of these people here are sellouts, man. And agents and whatever, what have you. Right? And then you notice, like, this was the first video I ever seen from her. But then you notice, if you look at a lot of the captions, there might have to be
a civil war within the black community. And I know it's a lot of black people, much like myself, that is tired of the degenerate behavior and the representation.
Well, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of clickbait, like, weird things that she's saying. And, all that's going to be done in Jacob's trouble. Okay, she's speaking for, I guess, we're not with the foolishness of our people, man. Okay, but it ain't gonna be through a all out civil war. The Lord's gonna do that. And actually, you know what? Salakia, I take that back. There is gonna be a civil war, so to speak, spiritually, when the Lord returns amongst the Israelites, right? The righteous and the wicked of our people. The Lord is gonna let his men, you know, do it, be weapons of war and execute judgment. Okay. Okay. Let's get that. Psalms. Shalakia. Psalms 110:3. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beauty of holiness from the womb of the morning thou hast to the dew of thy youth. Let's get in NLT. Verse 110, Psalms 110, verse 3. When you go to war, your people will serve you willingly. All right. Jeez. So yeah, when they see us raised up as the sons of God, man, they're gonna get down quick. Right? But it's gonna be too late anyways. They're gonna be thrust through. Okay. Right now, Jeremiah 16:16. Behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord Yahweh, and they shall fish them. That's talking about the elect, fishing for the elect of our people. Putting this word and putting this vibration, pushing out the vibration of Yahweh Shem Yahushai and his return in excellency. All right. All of the marvelous things that he's done, everything that's written in the volume of the book, that's what we're pushing, right? As fishers to fish the elect. That's the bait. All right, the words is the bait. The words of the Heavenly Father is the bait. No, nothing else. No gimmicks. No, nothing. Right. And they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill, and out of the holes of the rocks. All right. Salakia. It says, and they shall fish them, and after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every. So the Lord's going to raise us up and turn us into hunters after the fishers, right? The elect, right? So it is going to be a civil war, because not only does that apply to Esau, but it's going to be the wicked of our people too, right? Let's get this one. Luke 19:27. But those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. And that's talking about Israelites. All right, because, it could apply to the heathen too. But really, it's talking about the wicked of our people, man. Okay, enemies of the Lord that are Israelites. All right, the Lord says, bring them hither and slay them before me. That's war. This is war. As per Nate, the sound bite, right? So she does make some good points. She does make a lot of good points, but it's how she's going about it and what's her agenda. What's your, the black community lacks the ability to critically think, right? Like, okay, I believe, I agree with that, but there's certain things that you got to just leave to the prophets, because the prophets are going to go into the why. You people don't have the answers as to why our people are the way they are, the way they're destroyed. That's another scripture. You don't know why they're destroyed. Hosea 4:6, I believe. Yeah. My people, Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. Right. So the black community lacks the ability to critically think because they rejected knowledge. Right? So you're coming here and trying to be like I don't know. It's like I'm gonna say you're trying to save face for Esau, but like you're also being paid by Esau, so it's not necessary that you be, you're an agent. You know what I'm saying? I agree with it. Time's up for trashy black culture.
Time is up
Okay,
for
I agree
trashy.
with that. But to what end? Right?
It
Especially
is
when you
not
have
because you
this
are black.
shrine
I
being
repeat,
made.
it is not because you are black. It is because you lack morals, self respect, and character. You are loud, you are obnoxious, disrespectful.
Okay, we get it, but to what to what is it? Like, you know what I mean? That's my point. I'm sure brothers could agree, but regardless, out of nowhere, and that shrine, bro. I'm not fucking rocking with that shit.
The
Matter of
majority of
fact,
black
cause
women are not queens. You are paid government
this shit
agents.
gonna be my
You are empowered, but not in the way that you think. You teamed up with the government via government.
yeah, a bug out my thumbnail for the video. Because why you Myron up there? Like you love Myron or something? Like what's wrong with you? Myron's a waste, man. You know what I mean? What else? White people don't hate black people. Yes, they do. See, that's what I mean. So she's cooning, like in the midst of all of her shit, she's cooning. You know? That's what I'm saying. I see. It took me a while because I actually just wanted to do a video on that to get on the black woman, on the facts that she was saying, but then she pissed me off because she wasn't necessarily being genuine, man. 'Cause I realized, I'm like, yo, there's something off about you. And everything we say about the so-called black woman, it's in spirit and truth of Yahweh Shem Shai, starting with our apostles and elders on down. When it's coming from somebody else now, you gotta, when people are speaking facts and they're not Israelites, right? You gotta watch these people, because why are you speaking facts? What's your goal? Just to speak facts? Nah, you're controlled opposition. You're controlled. Esau has set you up, right? Proverbs 11 and 21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, right? You want to join hands with the devil, right? The so-called white man and his establishment, okay? You're going to be destroyed right along with him, all right? But the seed of the righteous shall be delivered, you know? And, she's doing a lot of wicked work, so fuck it. I was going to get at the black woman. I'm actually just getting at her, you know? Because she is part of the black woman. She's against us. I don't care what she's saying, because she's working for the devil, all right? Micah 7. Outside at 9. I will bear the indignation of the Lord Yahweh because I have sinned against him until he played my cause. Right. So that's exactly what we'll do as men, hopeful men of the Lord, the hopeful men of the elect. Right? As the hopeful elect, we're going to do these things. We're just going to endure. Right? Endure means, give me neither poverty nor riches. We're just going to endure that. Right? We're just going to, live our life humble in humility. We're gonna endure that until the Lord see fit to raise us up, and not when it's all said and done. But we gotta endure a lot of things, man. We gotta endure the time to come, man. That's why we can't be proud, man, because the time to come is gonna humble everybody, right? But the time to come, right, it's gonna be. It's like, let's just put it this way. The scriptures say, at destruction thou shalt laugh. What kind of spirit is the Lord going to put on his men to laugh? And I'm just talking about, we got to be humble. We're going to be laughing at you people, man. Right? That's serious. We're going to be laughing at you people that you took the chip, right? That you copped out. Like, you know what I mean? You bitched up, right? Because you couldn't have faith in the Lord. Like, you couldn't just wait it out. We're going to be laughing at you people, just like how we were laughing at you people when you took the job too. When you motherfuckers took the job, we laughed at you. Like, what? You guys bitched up over that? Out to go sit on a fucking patio? Right? So it's a certain spirit the Lord's gonna put on his men when all hell breaks loose. Let me see. I will bring Micah 7:9. I will bear the indignation of the Lord Yahweh, because I have sinned against him, until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. Then, then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is the Lord thy God Yahweh? Mine eyes shall behold her, now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets. Right? And that's going into our enemy, and this is one of our enemies. All right, a half truth teller, not a whole storyteller, and a coon for Esau. And there was another guy. There's another Jake or whatever, talking about the so-called black community, how it's in shambles and it's so dysfunctional, and I agree, right? But the way they're coming at it is like they're not gonna tell you why it's in shambles. They're not gonna, you see what I'm saying? Like the so-called white man has a part to play in it. Yeah, to hell with niggas and put curses. We put curses on niggas all the time. You think we give a fuck? You know what I'm saying? But I don't like when people are going out and actually cooning. You can tell when it's cooning. It's like, oh, okay, I'm not one of those Negroes, so I'm gonna throw my people under the bus. I'm gonna talk shit about my people openly, and I don't care. You know what I mean? Open rebuke. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we rebuke our people, man, we're not cooning. Okay, because we don't rock with the so-called white man either. See, these people, they'll get up on a platform seeking acceptance from the so-called white man. We curse out the so-called white man too. You see what I'm saying? So we don't business. We don't care. That's how you know we're not cooning. That's how you know we're sincere. Because we really love our people. And we're not doing this to be liked by anybody. Right? You people are doing it for views and likes and, comments and, we need more sisters to think like you, and not knowing that this is a fucking agent, bro. Come on. Let me see. Not as the This is 1 Thessalonians 5:5. Ye are the children of the light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet, the hope of salvation. Okay, because like I said, we're of the day and of the light. All right, so what does that mean? We can't be fooled by these people, the trickeries and the wiles of the devil and all these things, man. We can't be deceived. We gotta know there's agendas and people Esau setting up people in different factions of society. Okay, people you don't even think are agents at every level. 25K 1,000 followers, 100K 1,000, 1,000K followers, 100 followers on Insta. Different influencers at certain levels. Esau can infiltrate and set people up, man. And they're CIA backed and whatever the case is, man. You gotta understand that Myron nigga, he's fucking FBI. And if you see him now, he's not even red pill anymore. He's just going in on on niggas, right? He's like this the leading, like spearheading, like he loves off Esau, right? So he's there defending Esau and talking shit about the so-called black community and all this crap. Right? You people don't fucking I'm putting out, this is facts. You niggas can't talk shit about Israel and Jake if you're not offering no fucking solutions. All right? So just shut your fucking mouths. Straight up. You just want to talk shit, throw us under the bus like we're just some niggas. Right? Your co-host is somebody that you're talking about. Right? Fresh. All right, but she's a coon too. All right, but this is what it is. All right, you niggas gonna learn, man. All right. I think that was pretty much it. You get the gist. Shalom.